So what do you want to like talk about today in the session?
So I just have a couple questions. I wrote down, but it's more so like I'm personally trying to prepare right now for YCS Niagara. So like first event of ROTA format.
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple questions just on your thoughts, generally about like things related to Chimera. Like I've seen a couple videos of just replays that you ran on YouTube lately. I think you play the Patchwork engine in this deck, right?
Yeah, I play the Patchwork engine. Yeah, I do.
Do you play a smaller one, like with just like one or two edge imps and one poly, or do you play like three patchwork, two poly, two edge imp?
No, my Patchwork engine is like two Etchimp, two Patchwork, and one Poly. Like, I think the engine is good, but it's really bad into the boards. Like, every board has Caesar right now, so the engine is kind of bad into the boards. It's only a good extender for me, and
That
the
is
deck doesn't
fair.
play that many, and the deck doesn't play that many of those. I feel like that's like my problem.
Okay. Yeah, because I noticed, well, because like in the previous format, I like found myself struggling a lot to play into Appaloosa, just negating all the monster effects, and now it's just one problem to another instead of Appaloosa. Now it's like Caesar is the big issue. Um, so like for me, when I'm building my side deck and stuff, a lot of card choices that I make are like also have to be able to deal with Caesar because I've noticed that is a big issue.
Yeah,
Um,
especially if you play against Yubel. Against Snake Eye, it's actually easier. Sometimes I actually catch people off of guard. Like, nobody actually expects if they open, like, only engine hands. Like, I go Apprentice, the normal Sword Knight. Like, not everyone, but a lot of people don't interact with that. So you just make Chaos Angel and, like, only Snake Eye engine can't out that. But that's
right.
probably change, like, in the Rota format.
Oh, you think it's gonna change? Like that won't be as impactful anymore?
Well, no, not really. It's just that they also will have the Omni Negate. Like I watched like tutorial on the Snake Eye combo tutorial, and I feel like I don't know the boards are gonna be like almost un well not unbreakable, but they're like basically they have like the Omni Negate, so you have to
Yeah.
change the non-engine.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess that's another question I have. So right now, like for non-engine that I'm playing, like I'm playing three droplet, Book of Eclipse and Talents as my non-engine. But I was kind of thinking like maybe Super Poly is worth revisiting again in the next format since the negates an illusion. You can kind of like translate that into engine depending on what else they end on and what's in your hand.
Yeah, I
Um,
feel like Super Poly will be good. My only issue is like that. The Desiree will send the performance. Like you can turn the Omni Negate and Desiree into performance, but my problem is like Desiree instantly sends performance unless you open Quato. So yeah, I mean
right.
that's still probably one of the best non-engines. So you still have to play it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it's like it's playing that versus playing something like I don't know, maybe Dark Ruler would be more impactful versus because I don't know, do they have a way to play around Dark Ruler like Ubel does? I haven't looked in like too much crazy into the new like Snake Eye variant.
Well, I'm not sure, but everyone, I'm pretty sure, still gonna play a rabbit. It's literally the same as Jubel. They have Desiree. So
Mm-hmm.
if you activate Dark Roar, you change the statue you set from rabbit, and then you change
Oh,
Desiree.
okay, yeah, that's true.
But if they go for the Caesar line, unless they hard open Engraver, they cannot play around Dark Roar. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like Dark Roar is still like one of the best options. You can play Handtraps, but Handtraps don't resonate very well in Chimera. I feel
Yeah.
like the deck.
Okay. So that was another question I had. So I like I talked to a lot of people in the like the Chimera group chats on Facebook and stuff, and there's a lot of diehard hand trap fans. Personally, I agree with you. I don't think hand traps is the move in this deck. You have to like use so many cards from your hand to just be able to like fuse and play. And if you have to hand trap somebody two or three times, otherwise you're just hand looping yourself, right? And then it's just too hard to play.
Yeah, I feel like it's also better that you play board breakers because also your six card matters because you can top deck like let's say a second or third breaker, whereas if you top deck like let's say a hand trap, it's kind of useless, and you kind of need to play like 18 hand traps to be like consistently stopping Yubel and Snake Eye anyway. Not
Right.
that Yubel, I feel like Yubel is gonna be like falling off. I'm not sure like how popular it's gonna be for Niagara, but it completely dies to the new Maxi. Like you don't have that many answers.
Yeah, so I guess that's another like question. So the new Maxi, I feel like also really hurts this deck because you're summoning from your extract so many times in a turn. Um, do you have like I guess a play in mind? If you get hit with Fuwalos like in your standby phase, is your go-to play just gonna be like make a Chimera King with the negates and pass. Like I'm not really sure what the pivot is gonna be looking like for when that happens.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be it. Like in OCG, they play like the Dark Statue, but I feel like that's so bad. Like it's not really a play. Like the play they do is like Chimera King grip 1, and then like they try to spam the Dark Statue, like they summon it, but that doesn't seem like a good play to me. I feel like with the play we do is just like, yeah, we just build a lot of follow-up and try to survive. And I feel like if we get both fusions in rotation, it's gonna be pretty easy.
Yeah, no, I can see that for sure. So I guess just a more general question: do you think it's worth main decking Fuwalos in like the next format? You know, because
for sure, this card is like the new maxi.
Yeah. Even if you draw it, you know, like for turn, or if you're going first and have it, like it's always just a card you can discard with Apprentice or fuse with Guardian Chimera, right? So it's never like truly a dead card, as long as you have like some way to play.
Yeah, definitely this card is definitely a main deck one. Like I mean it's true it's a bad 6 card, but like in your deck you can just fuse it away at worst case. Of course it's not perfect, but like if they don't have an answer, like a lot of players, if they don't like see an answer to Fuwaros, like, and they usually will play only 7 in their deck. Like they only play Ash Blossom, Crossout, and Cold Buy. And in 45 card deck, I didn't like do the math, but yeah, I feel like you definitely main deck this card. Like it turns also your board breaker deck into like even better if you resolve this card. Like
right, because you just drop more board breakers. It doesn't matter what they do. You're just gonna as long as you draw like 2 or more, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. So like even without board breakers, like even Yubel can like only end on like Phantom Pass, or maybe they can do more, but they give you like 2 or 3 doses for that. So yeah, I feel like definitely you have to main deck that, and it's unfortunate because it's a secret. So
yeah, it's I'm not super excited to be trying to pick up 3 of them for release weekend, but it is what it is. I'll do my best to
and it's
find
probably
some.
not gonna drop like Mochomi. Like Mochomi was ass, but this card is not gonna drop. Like this card is just way too good.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Okay, I guess another question I have is, so do you think it's still gonna be the right play to use the Fiendsmith cards over the Azamina cards?
Oh no, Fiendsmith cards, I feel like they are too good for this deck. Like it actually jumped on a whole lot level to play like the Fiendsmith cards. I feel like Azamina cards are good, but they don't resonate very well as in Snake Eyes. I feel like you can still play them, but you have to build the deck like very weird. But I feel like Fiendsmith is definitely mandatory. There's no question about that.
Yeah, okay, so that was kind of my thought process too, is like the Azamina cards are cool. The type synergy is there with them being illusions and like using illusions and fiends and whatnot. But that's really like the only synergy I could find. It's not like Fiendsmith where the engines bridge into one another really smoothly and like it raises their ceiling super high. I feel like when you play these Azamina cards, it's like sure there's an Omni Negate, and then now you're just playing Chimera without the Fiendsmith cards, or like you're playing a really huge deck list in order to fit everything, or you're cutting out your non-engine.
Yeah, it's also like you cannot bridge into the Azamina cards, which is also like cringe as fuck. And I feel like if you open the engine, like the engine is good, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't resonate as well in Chimera. I think like Chimera is like one of those decks that can play it, but I feel like it's just very weird to play. I'm not saying it's bad, but I just didn't find like a proper way to build the deck over Azamina. And I feel like I want to still play the Fiendsmith cards. Like they're just way too good for the deck. You cannot cut them.
Okay. Okay, another question I kind of have is when you're like, you know, building this deck and you're kind of like trying to figure out what the goal of the deck is, like what are you generally trying to end your board on going first? Like if you're uninterrupted and you just have like a generic like 1 or 2 card combo, like what's the end board you aim for?
Well, I'm aiming for like Caesar. I like in my every combo I do, I end on Caesar early because like some players that actually know the deck, but they're not that many, they actually save Nibiru for like a weird spot. So with my combos, I try to end on early Caesar, which is like every 2 card combo actually. I do.
Yeah.
And then you try to end on like Diabellze, but Diabellze is not that important game 1. If I know my opponent is playing Tempai, which he will let me go first, I'm trying to end on Diabellze like every time. But my priority is usually ending on Caesar. I can end on like Rabbit. Like I am testing Wit and Out it, but Rabbit is way too good, I feel like, even this deck. So you end on like Rabbit, Caesar, the Handloop Chimera. So it's basically like Chimera fusion set. Caesar. Sometimes it can be Magnum, but you need to open a lot. But usually it's like
Mhm.
Caesar, the Rabbit, both fusions in rotation, and set Chimera fusion. And then the
Okay.
hand look.
So I guess another like a follow up question to that is like I generally find when I'm playing like I'm also trying to end on like Caesar with the fusion setup and Diabellze, but I've noticed that like I don't think I normally have the gas with my hands, or maybe I'm just like sequencing things wrong to end with a link to like the rabbit. So I'm not sure if you have like a sample deck list that you're working with right now that I could kind of look at, or I can even
Oh,
share mine here. But
do you mean for this format or for the Rota format? Like
uh
because I didn't is that much for Rota, but I have like the sample deck list here.
yeah, I mean, I'd be more interested personally in a Rota format version, but if you don't have like a one you're super confident with, I'd take a current format one too. Like you said, I don't think it changes like a ton other than the inclusion of Fuwalos and like maybe some side deck changes.
Oh yeah, I mean it's just like you made like Fuwaros. Like I was trying to like test Azamina today, but even in test hands, like sure the engine is good, but it doesn't resonate very well unless you open with like Wanted. Like the engine is not the best, or you have to open Etchim with like one of the continuous spells, and that's just very specific hands. I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
but wait, yeah, let me just send like the list I built. I also built like another crazy list, but yeah, I mean I can send it to you, but I'm still testing it. So
Okay.
this is like the I'm playing right now. I was testing like this actually a 60 card version. The reason for that is like the normal build cannot fit enough non-engine to beat Yubel going second game one. So like that's like the problem with the 40 cards builds. It's the most consistent like if you go first, but the problem is if you go second against Yubel game one, you instantly lose. There's like no in from the nine board breakers, you need to draw like most of the time three, and like that's impossible if you play like only nine
Right.
going second. That's
Yeah.
why I feel like play more breakers. So that's why I'm what I'm on right now.
Okay. Yeah, because I have this what is it, 44 card build. This is what I've been playing with, and like I've had like I mean the extra deck is always changing one or two cards at a time. And like obviously
Yeah.
the Fuwaroses are different currently, but like I've had some pretty good success with it this format. Like I think I keep track of all my IRL games. I have like what is it, an 86% win rate with this deck over like 45 games or matches. So like I'm pretty confident with like this variant of my list. But I also was trying around with a like 50 to 54 card build with like Nightmare Thrones and stuff. So I don't know if you've tried playing with those before in a list.
Oh no, I tried, but they are not the best. I feel like I tried. My build is like actually wait. Let me just send it real quick. It's like 60 card, but you play like all the gas. Like you play also the horror stuff because it's actually good at breaking boards, and it also
Yeah.
bridges it to
So
Empire. It's
so
like
I have this 54 card build I sent you, and then I tried a 60 card version where just the last six cards are like 3 Mseti, 2 King Sark, and the Duamatef.
yeah, it's like something like this. I was trying, and Foolish Burial Goods is actually very good as board breaker, and it can also add your engine. The problem with this deck is like it also creates like some awkward hands because you play so many one-offs.
Mm-hmm.
Like you play just like the Tiger as well, like Diabolica you play, and
Yeah.
you can't do Diabolica. Like in the combos I make, like I use it every time. It's
Yes.
actually important.
Okay, so I was like back and forth on like Diabolica for a while because I just felt like I was playing Tau. Everybody plays Tau in this deck, and for the longest time, like with the inclusion of the Fiendsmith cards, I was just never using it anymore. I was always sending like Necrom off of Baphomet, so the Tau is just like a useless card to me unless I was like making a Baphomet on my opponent's turn to send something. So I did cut it for the Diabolica for a while, and I liked it a lot more. But I feel like I guess that would make sense how you were always able to end on the rabbit, because if you're sending Diabolica to get the Engraver for a Lurie, okay.
Yeah, it's like you. So like the combos is you go Area Eater like from sequence, and then you send
Right.
Diabolic, and then you add back the
Right.
Engraver. So you also threaten Caesar this way. You can choose not to play around Nibiru if you want to, but like a lot of people just save Nibiru for later.
Mm-hmm.
So like yeah, I feel like you want to do Caesar early, so that's why you miss sometimes on one interruptions because you use the Area Eater body and the Performant. Since you can actually summon most of the time Area Eater back because you
Right.
have Diabolic and Necro Whip, but
Yeah.
I just like early Caesar, even though I think that's like one of the worst interruptions, like against Cubel or Snake Eye, for example. But you kind of need it to combat Nibiru. Like I feel like you will win most of the time with Chimera Fusion, like Rabbit, Statue, and then like Bolt Fusion. You should never like lose the game if you resolve full combo, or even like the goal for this deck for me is just to get in rotation Bolt Fusion. I feel like you never lose this game if you do. Like it's just
it's so much interruption and like body blocking, follow up, everything. Like it's just crazy when you have both going at the same time.
Yeah, it's just very good for this deck, and I can show you like some 2-card combos like I did the other days. Like I was like testing these ones. Wait, let me send like this is let me just see which one it were.
Yeah. So, like I'd love to see some.
It's like this is from Gazelle and Swordknight. Wait, you can stream it if you wanna. Like let me just try to find them because they're in a chat. So
okay. Yeah.
This one. This is like Gazelle and Swordknight only. Like so, any additional other card like ends on everything. Like this is just if you open only Gazelle and Swordknight. So yeah, this is. You also have like one Apprentice combo, which if you play like Diabellze, it also gets better. But I'll show that after that. So yeah.
Okay. You go for the Apprentice and then get a. These are just discards from your hand, right? For the
discards for like the Apprentice or Mudcracker,
Okay.
So you just send this, you get back the fusion, like that's just the pretty standard stuff.
Yeah, and then I'm assuming you make. Okay. I was thinking you were just gonna go for an early Caesar with
Oh no, you can't. Like you also lose on the Engraver board. That's how you do it. You can pause here. So like this is the point they have to Nibiru you. Otherwise, like make Caesar.
Oh right. Okay, and then I see. So if you just go into you can make a Caesar to like protect yourself, and then you can go into a Cross Sheep, right?
Yeah, and then revive the Swordknight. Exactly. That's
okay.
And these are like mostly the combos. Like Moon for me never comes up. Like I don't know. Like it's very specific hands, but even without it, you can play.
Yeah. So I guess that's my only thing is like. Because when I'm trying to always end on the like Caesar and Diabellze, I find a lot of the time I have to send the Diabellze with the Baphomet so that I can search like a Cordal or a Swordknight off of the Apprentice. But I guess if you're playing Cross Sheep, then that kind of eliminates the need to like use the Moon for that. And you get to play with just the cards you already have.
Yeah, exactly. That's just like a standard 2-can combo. You like any other extender in this camp, like any other like engine card or patchwork, just ends on like everything.
Yeah.
Without like problem. Like this also is like nib proof.
I was very confused on how you were gonna get to a fusion for the Cross Sheep for a second there, but I forgot you could just like Sequence also does the same thing as Requiem, as just being equipped food.
You just set like statue here, then you go Perfumet. So here is like the thing though, in this combo, like you have to skip the hand loop if you want to do Diabellze.
Right, because I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose of ending or of playing like using the Diabellze if you're not gonna like have it be on the field for the start of your opponent's turn, right? Because then they just play stuff in the draw phase and like defeats the whole purpose.
Yeah. Otherwise, like any other card, we can discard it. But yeah, like if you want to do it like here, you have to like do it like this.
Okay.
But wait, let me just send like the other combos. Like this is like version number 1. Like this is, I think this is version. Wait, this was Gazelle. No, this is Gazelle Engraver. Yeah, this is Gazelle Engraver. Yeah, this is like with Gazelle Engraver, and there is 2 versions of it. There is 2 versions of it. We are doing it. So like this is like option number 1.
Yeah, and I noticed in your list here, you're not main decking the Azarun for the Rabbit. So you just like set it in every time you're going first, as long as it's not like a dud card in the matchup.
I just like do it for siding patterns. Yeah, I just like to side out the Dark Rulers and the droplets for like the Azarun.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't even notice the Dark Rulers in your list. Okay.
Yeah, you just want to like side out the going first cards. It also just makes your Tempai matchup like also much easier, because sometimes they're just gonna suck you and you won't have an illusion monster. Like you actually never lose to Tempai with this list. You have so many answers to like Shifter, and that's the only way you lose this matchup. It's like Barrier and Shifter.
Okay, yeah, because that was my next question was for Tempai, are you literally just siding the 3 thrusts in a barrier and like I guess and the Tikaboo?
Yeah, tickable. It's just like the traps in the side are just for siding pattern. Like that's like the only reason they're there. It's just like use that siding pattern because against like Snake Eye on Diabellze, you don't want to side in the D barrier. You just side in the Trust, Azarun, and their Kibirol. That's why there's 4 traps inside it. But you can also like cut, also just keep 1 droplet post side and cut 1 trap and play 3 Muchumi. But yeah, that's also something to do.
Do you play do you put in the DDG when you play against Snake Eyes, like with the thrust, or is it just
Oh no, you put like triple thrust, DDG, Azarun, and there can be only 1 for
okay,
droplet.
And then there's your 6 cards for the Dark Ruler droplet.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay,
Like, just a signing pattern, and also Trust is really good going second, I feel like, and it's also really good against Empire. That's why I like this card, but the thing is you cannot main deck it. Like, you cannot bridge into, like, Chimera Engine with it.
Yeah.
You can only, like, do Patchwork and Fiendsmith. That's, like, my problem with the card.
Yeah, it's not as good as in this deck as it is in something like Branded, right? Where you just search the Branded Fusion and...
Yeah, it's just better both sides to search your full gates. My only wish with the card is, like, if you break a Diabellze board, it dies to like draw, but yeah, if they open full combo draw, it's like almost impossible. You need to open like a godly hand to win this. Oh yeah, this combo like actually like dies to Nibiru a bit, but yeah, this is like a good option. You send Edge Imp with Aeroeater and you revive it. Yeah, this is like
and then you can search the Patchwork. Okay.
Yeah, number 1. Yeah, this is like version number 1 if you disrespect Nibiru.
Okay. I like that a lot actually.
Yeah, you can use it like a lot. Like, it's not something common to use because usually you get Handtraps, but yeah, this is like a very good line. You do Caesar now, and then you go.
And then you can go for the Okay.
Yeah, this is like version number 1, and then you do this for Magnum, and then like you draw like another card here. You set Chimera Fusion, and then in the draw phase you do this. This is like you only allow your opponent to activate 1 spell card. So yeah.
Okay, so you're just doing this immediately, like in the main phase, like once you're able to start playing with the Chimera Fusion to like cut them off from
you can
further.
also hold it, but yeah, like if you this is like just an option. Like usually you don't do that, but that way you also allow your opponent to activate only 1 spell card.
Yeah, and I mean you cut them off from 2 more, right? With the Azarun like rabbit plus the
Yeah, Azarun Magnum and this. Yeah, it's just it's just game if you do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you just allow 1 spell cards, but if you play against Empire Dragon, like you never do this play, like it's just you always want to get Diabellze no matter what. Like getting Diabellze in the court is like game against this deck. Like against everything else, you can do this play and be fine with it. Nobody else plays Darko and Reggae. It's like too bad in the other decks. Wait, this is version 2. Yeah, this is like version 2 of the combo. I was planning to do a spreadsheet for this deck, but yeah, ROTA is probably gonna change for the Azamina cards if we decide to include them.
Yeah, see, I started. Let me see if I can pull up the spreadsheet I started for this actually. Because there was a couple people were adding to, and then I just like had a night where I was like, all right, I'm just gonna sit down and lab out combos for. Like I was trying to figure out the best way to kind of get to everything. But I was always trying to end with Caesar and like the negates or Caesar plus like Diabellze. Obviously not every combo could do that, but
that's like the thing. Yeah, it's just it's also like some handed like there's also a combo with like Engraver and Diabellze which ends on every like just Engraver and Diabellze. Like I was also do it with the one-offs.
Yeah. Like, I think I have to revisit this and try and like figure out more combos using Diabolica because I did all of these before I included that in my deck list, and I think like with the inclusion of it, like it adds so much to the deck.
Yeah, it just also lets you play around Nibiru freely if they decide to keep it. Like, not that Nibiru is a problem. If you make the Handtrap Chimera, Nibiru is never a problem. Like, if they start Handtrapping you after you make the Handtrap Chimera, like, they just lose the game. Like, you know the game is for sure over.
Yeah.
You just do it like this. Yeah.
That's always my favorite thing. As soon as this resolves, it doesn't matter what else happens in the turn.
Yeah, the game is over for sure. Yeah, this is like a second version of the combo. Yeah, you just make like the Performance Fusion here, and then you can send like Diabolica again.
You pitch it for the Apprentice. It's so good.
Yeah, there's like 2 versions of this combo. So now you can just do like the Necro Quip again, and then you draw like another card here. So yeah, you just do like these 2 into Aerial. You can do Aeroeater now, and then just do this, send Edge, and revive it again. Yeah, it's basically like almost the same. It's almost the same.
I was gonna ask why you don't use the cross sheep on the Necro Clip, but you're doing it to get the Edgem chain off the aerial leader, so that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like one of those combos you can do, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember doing combos similar to that when Lacrima was like a big thing. I guess you could still do them now. Like I would chain a Chimera Fusion to the sequence just to put it engraved to have another Light Fiend to make aerial leader with without having to shuffle back everything.
Actually, you get like the new Duke card, which we want, but like the combos get infinitely better. Like the new Duke Fusion, like you don't need Diabolica. You can also just extra normal summon Mirror Swordknight. Like the combos get infinitely better, and you don't need to play bricks in your deck. Like you play like one.
Right. Yeah, because that one, but that's what is that? That's like an animation chronicle something card. So we're not gonna get it in ROTA, but it might be an import in a future set.
Yeah, it's gonna be like in a future set for sure. Like it was a very little chance we get it in ROTA. Yeah, like it was gonna be a huge boost for the deck for sure. The combos just get like infinitely better. Not that you need it, but it's just like you normal summon Swordknight for free. You don't even need Cross Ship to revive it. So yeah. So this is like insane combo, like it's a 2-card combo. So yeah, you just allow your opponent to activate only one spell card. Of course, the combo changes if you play against like board breaker decks, not Handtrap. But yeah, if you wanna play around, if you play against Snake Eye and you build, you just do this play. Okay, like this was Gazelle Engraver. Let me see like the others. One card. This was like 1-card Apprentice. This is like from one Apprentice. This is like only Apprentice, only in a discard, like nothing else.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna see what my version of 1-card Apprentice gets to. It doesn't get a Diabellze on your turn. It's on your opponent's turn, but it gets pretty much everything. Well, I guess it doesn't get the hand rip either. So I'm hoping that you have a better version of this combo, and I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, you get the hand rip in this version. Yeah, you get the hand rip. So you just do it, yeah. You just do, like it dies to every hand trap though, like.
Yeah, but I mean it's a 1.5 card combo. Like you can't like how much you gonna ask for, right?
Yeah, because like you play into Nibiru early. Like I have to start Swordknight, and this is like an early Nibiru. Like the adjusted goat is the 5th summon.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you just do it like this. Add back the fusion. So the goat was like 5th summon, so you always die to Nibiru there. Like if you have 3 non-ninja, but yeah, like you just do this and add back. So yeah, it's you do it like this. Yeah, okay, you just do cross sheep.
Yeah, I feel like this cross sheep comes up so much in all of these combos. I feel like I've been missing out, not including it in my list now.
It comes up in every combo, yes. Like that's like so yeah, you do Performate here, you revive Swordknight, you just need the body. You do SP, you do the hand loop. So yeah, you just this is like also you also end on Caesar and you end on like both in the fusion sets.
Right.
You get like but you die to every hand trap. That's like the problem with the 1-card combo.
Right. No, but that's definitely more than my version of the combo ended on, because now you have like insane follow up with both fusions.
Yeah, you get like everything except like Diabellze. Wait, Diabellze? Yeah, we don't get Diabellze in this one. But you can. You actually can. But you have to let your opponent like play one.
Yeah, because you won't be able to get it on your turn, because the only way you can bring it back is with the Birth Met, right? And then you're Fiend locked. So
yeah, exactly. These like mostly like 2-card specific combos. Like it's kind of hard to get Diabellze and like Chimera fusion set. Like it's but if you open like any other extender, you do it.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot. Like when I was trying to go through combos, if I didn't have like an extender, like there was no way to get or a lot of the times it was like you had to choose between getting the Chimera Fusion set or getting a Diabellze like before the end phase. Like you couldn't. It was kind of hard to do both without like a crazy hand.
Yeah. Like before it was easy because you can make Beatrice and send Master of Tao, but right now like it was actually very good to have Beatrice for the deck. Like you just do Beatrice early, and you can also play around Nibiru without doing Caesar early.
Yeah.
And if you don't have Nibiru, you just go Beatrice, like detach, like send Master of Tao, and special summon Diabellze in the end. It's like the combos were infinitely better with Lacrima and Beatrice.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You just play through so much, like it didn't even matter. But yeah, like the combos aren't bad right now; they're just slightly away. Also, there was another issue for me with the deck when I started playing. It's just that I get like some awkward hands because you technically only play 12 starters in the deck, like real starters. I saw some people in the Chimera group actually cutting on Swordknight, and like that's impossible. Like you have to play...
I'm glad that like somebody else is saying that, because I keep seeing the list posted and they're like, oh, like I'm dropping Swordknight down to 2, but it's like you're playing less starters, and the issue with the deck already was if you don't see a way to get going, like a way to Gazelle, basically, like you're like having a tough game for no reason. So for me too, I every time I saw a post where people would cut Swordknight down to 2, I thought it was kind of crazy.
Yeah, you need any engine. Like, you have to see, like, at least one engine in your hand, and if you see multiple, you play too much. But yeah, the problem with this deck is that it plays, like, so less, like, one-card starters. It's, like, only 12 and 40 cards, and you don't have any good ways to search them, for example. Like, Small World is, like, I tried it, but it's so bad. Like, it's too neck.
Yeah, I feel like it's tough to like lose that much card advantage when your like deck is kind of just so reliant on having.
Yeah, I mean, if you open the Chimera engine, you win. But if you open stuff like, let's say, Patchwork and Chimp, like, I also find a way to bridge combos this way. Like, but yeah, it's of course like it also dies to Handtraps, but you still have to do it. Like, you can actually. This is like from Patchwork and Engraver, I think. Yeah, this is like you can handle like almost everything with this.
Okay.
Like, I also found ways to like bridge the engines. Yeah, you just go Engraver here. This is like only combo to like bridge the engine, but it still ends on like everything, I think.
Yeah, is this like aerial eater send Burfmet type of combo?
Oh no, it's like you just revive Gazelle. Yeah, you just
okay.
You just get like Flurry, you just do the hero.
Oh, but then the rabbit is an illusion for you to use. Okay.
Yeah. You just do it like you have to send the Swordknight, and then you banish both.
Oh my! And then the dude, I'm so pilled on the cross sheep right now. It's coming up in every one of these replays. Okay.
Yeah, it comes up in every combo I do. Yeah, like that's my typical way of reviving Swordknight. I almost never normal summon it.
Okay.
Like, my combos usually just normal Gazelle, and yeah, so I don't like actually lock very early. So yeah, you just do it like here. You make Magnum, and then you can revive the rabbit with Baphomet. You don't end on Diabellze, yeah. That's like the problem with this combo. You don't end on Diabellze. But like, yeah.
Reviving the rabbit is cool though. Is there a reason you revive the rabbit over the? Well, I guess if you're only playing one Baphomet, then it doesn't make as much sense for the Swordknight.
Yeah. Like, Baphomet is cool, but if you play Mudcracker, I feel like you don't need more.
Yeah, that's fair. And then you can search the Diabellze there, and then
it's just the same. It's just the same combo.
Okay.
Yeah, you still get to like everything. Let me see if I have like some more of these. I have like almost every line written up somewhere, but I have to like search for it. It's like, okay, I showed you Gazelle. Oh, there's the Engraver and Diabellze combo. Yeah, it's like, these lines are actually very good with the cross sheep. Like, cross sheep just lets a lot for the deck, and it's also like free bodies sometimes for me. Like, that's why I like the card. Although the extra deck for me is very tight. I like to include sometimes cards like Lars, maybe. Not that I summon it a lot, it just feels like very cool. When I first tried the deck before, like, Lars was like a very good like endboard piece.
Sorry, which card?
Evolves are Lars, like the.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had that in my build for a while, but I feel like I was just never, like, wanting to end on it. Like, every time I was able to make a rank 6, I was just like, I'd rather this just be a Caesar, or... I don't know if you've ever tried, the Goblin's Crazy Beast instead of Lars.
Oh, no, I never tried it. Like, I feel like the extra deck, I just needed everything. The only thing I was close to cutting was Chaos Ninja, but you kind of need it.
Yeah, I cut that for a minute, and then I, like, immediately missed it, so it's gone back in.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this combo is like only Engraver and Diabellze. Like, you get to everything here. Like, this is just Engraver Diabellze. You get to like everything here.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just looking back at your list. So you do play 3 Engraver, which I think makes sense.
Yeah, I think the card is cool, yeah.
And I think you don't play the Illusion Beast in the extra deck, which I've also cut recently. And I haven't really been missing it too much. Like, of course, the very first time I cut it, the very first match I played, I'm like, oh wow, I could have just like won on the spot with the Illusion Beast, but that's the only time it's come up, so I haven't really missed it like much aside from that.
Yeah, for me the problem with this card is like you need actually a lot of cards, and you need your cards to resolve. Like, if you break a snake car, you billboard, you actually lose a lot of like cards, and you also need like what? You need like 3 attacks with this guy. Like, it depends what you attack. Like,
yeah, I think it makes less sense to play if you're not playing Tau. Like, I wouldn't play one without the other, I don't think.
But like, I didn't see like that many times that you OTK you Bell. I feel like you just win like with advantage against this deck. Like, if you break that,
that's fair.
You just get advantage. Like, most people, like some people, actually not everyone, but some people play the escape combo, and that is like that ends on like rage and escape and like the rest of the board, and they use
Yeah.
double phantom in the combo. So like if you like manage to outgrind that, like they don't have much, so you can usually just outgrind the Yubel deck. So yeah, that's how I try to win this matchup, even though like yeah, I just don't think it's possible to OTK going second almost. Unless you have like a godly hunt and they like screw up somehow. Because like Nightmare Pain we are forced to attack the
Right.
Phantom and or the OG Yubel. I'm not sure like if the Illusion Beast negated or not. I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah, so it negates, but if they have the Nightmare Pain up, then it's still
Yeah, it
like
doesn't matter.
you have to make
Yeah,
a Guardian Chimera just to pop the Nightmare Pain. It's hard to make the Guardian Chimera plus the Illusion Beast, right?
yeah, with
So-
core materials. Yeah, if you play Master of Tao, it makes sense. I just really like I just really hated to draw the card when Beatrice got banned. Like it was in my
Yeah.
list for a while, and I almost never used it except for
Yeah.
like in the hand. So I just cut it completely.
I think that's very fair. So I guess I have a question about your just some of your side deck choices here, just over like things that I was considering. Let me pull up the ROTA list. Okay, so I wanted to ask you. I've been like back and forth a lot on Evenly or like Lightning Storm Duster. Is there a reason you chose Evenly over these?
Oh yeah, evenly. I think evenly is like needed. Well, it depends like where you play, but I feel like evenly is very good, of course, into Yubel.
Yeah.
Because you don't need auto face against this deck unless you play the Chimera, the Illusion Beast. But
Right.
it's also very good against like that Whitewood runic deck. Like evenly is just insta winning like on the spot. Like if you all
Okay.
have this kind of deck, and with Trust, of course, you have 6 copies. Like I like
That
it a
is
lot.
true. Yeah, you can thrust for it. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just very good for me. Lightning Storm and Duster are cool for sure, but like I can side them against Yubel and Snake Eye, but most of the time Desiree will get them, which is I mean if you open Droplet and Lightning Storm, it's actually cool, but yeah, they don't actually other matchups. I think like relevant, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. I guess another question I have is when you're siding in like the evenlies and the thrusts, what are you generally taking out? Like, are you taking out the Book of Eclipses, or are you taking out engine cards?
Oh no, you take out like the Engraver package. Like against Snake Eye and Yubel, you don't need that package. You only keep one Engraver in. You side out, like,
just the one Engraver just for like link plays and like the potential Caesar.
Yeah, you just need it for like summoning adjusted gold, and then yeah, like just removing a bodies for free.
Okay, so that's you just take out the like 2 Engravers, the Lori and the Tracta, and that's 4 cards, and then like what else would you take out? Because I noticed like that's an issue I kind of have with this deck is siding. That's something I'm fine with. I think doing the actual like plays on the spot, but my issue is in between games, like side decking properly and not like messing up like ratios and stuff.
Oh yeah, for this list it's like very easy. Okay, let's like talk into account like Yubel, like because it's most relevant now. But,
Right.
Well, Snake Eye's gonna be post Rota, but like for now, Yubel is like you cut. I cut like personally Dark Fusion. Diabellze going second, like the Engraver package, which is Engraver, Luri, and Tract. I also from the etching package, I take out like 1 poly. Like I'm looking at your list is what I would take out, and then like 1 Diabolica is like already what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. You can also put in like 1 more card as well.
Okay.
If you want to, you can also like keep the poly. If I have like, I like to keep only 5 of the Patchwork Engine going second. It's only a good extender.
Right.
And yeah, so it's not a good block picker against Caesar and so on.
That's fair. Okay, I can see that.
You just kind of need like every breaker like against Yubel to win. Like you just need like a lot. Like you need 12 non-engine in Chimera main deck for sure, and then side deck like keep like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Because you cannot side it more. You cannot side out your engine. You could technically side out like 1 Quato or 1 Mirror Swordknight. 1 Quato because it's bad into draw. That's like the only thing, but I feel like realistically you want to keep everything. Some people side out like Apprentice, but I think Apprentice is way too good. It's like it also like threatens Chaos Angel, like always. So that's what I like.
That's fair, because I was gonna say I would typically like the only engine I will ever touch is I will side out like 1 Apprentice if I can't find like the side out card with anything else. Like obviously you take out the Diabellze when you're going second, but the 1 Apprentice is the only thing I ever touch.
Yeah,
But that
I
makes
feel
sense for the Chaos Angel, especially for like playing around D-Bearer and stuff too. Going second.
yeah, I feel like D-Bar is not that big of an issue. Like, it depends if you play against full board, but like against the weaker decks, I feel like you can win off of Chaos Angel. Like, the only like also Yubel doesn't have an out for Chaos Angel unless like I mean I think I'm not sure like about the Yubel monsters. Like if you have to attack them or if they attack, but if you remove the Nightmare Pain, banish it. If you summon Chaos Angel, they don't have an engine out as well.
Yeah, so if you're able to clear the Nightmare Pain, then they don't have an O for it. But yeah, if they just have the Nightmare Pain, they just ram into it like 3 times and then you're dead.
Against Ikai, that's why I like the Chaos Angel. Like that's one of the cards you can cut, but you just need it for like those 2 meta decks. Like it doesn't come up that often, but when it comes up, it can actually win you the game because a lot of the players just like forget like about this interaction. Like it actually happened a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've noticed myself summoning that card a lot, and I really like. I think it's so cool that you're able to loop it with the Muckracker to just like clear a board completely too.
Oh yeah, you just like for free can summon it, and yeah, it comes up a lot. It also came up like in one of that I played like recently. It was on DB Grinder's channel. Like I just summoned this card for free because also I can just do Necroquip and then go cross ship revive gold. So I just clear like cards.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're right. I did see that. Yeah.
Like you just do so much for free, and yeah, like Chaos Angel does come up a lot. Like for me personally,
I think it's a card that's like kind of a like almost a sleeper like interruption in this deck because even if they're able to clear it, like you can still reborn it off of Chimera or Baphomet and like get another banish, and it's just huge.
Yeah, that's what I like about the card, and it's also like when I use it to break boards, like I just link it off, for example. I don't need it if it's only made with like only lights or darks, and then I can reborn it with the Chimera, like the Handtrap Chimera. That's what I usually try to do. If I play like against weekend board and I have enough interactions, like Chaos Angel clearing something like Nightmare Pain, and then like you can do this. Like Chaos Angel is like one of the most important cards, like sometimes for sure. Like sometimes you will miss the card because sometimes for this deck it's actually hard to clear cards. You not always can like go Chimera Fusion for Guardian Chimera. And then like Magnum can pop the cards, but like you also get rid of like fusion cards in graveyard.
Right.
So that's bad. So the only thing left is SP that can actually clear cards good, but sometimes that's not enough for the decks that have a lot of follow-up. So yeah, Chaos Angel is just very good for that. And also the thing is that it's Fiend and you can reborn it back with like stuff like Baphomet and Chimera, because in some combos what you can do is banish it with Aerial Eater, because you can banish like Necroquip and
Necroquip and
and then reborn it with Baphomet. Yeah, it's like a free banish as well. It's just very flexible card for Chimera.
Yeah, I definitely those are some very good points, and I definitely agree that it's like a card that you can't really like. It's so hard to justify cutting this from the extra deck in this deck specifically.
But the thing is that there's also another issue that the extra deck is just like tight, and the only thing you can possibly cut is like either the cross ship or like the moon from the deck, but then the lines get weirder. Like the only, like I'm not sure what I found myself like missing for sure. Like there was like one card, but I don't remember which one it was. Maybe it was either like moon or cross ship because, wait, what did you cut from the list?
So my list has moon over the rabbit. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like rabbit because in some non-engine, like some cards that don't have the Chimera engine going first, it came up like you can bridge the Chimera by playing rabbit. You can also do that with Crochet, but it's infinitely harder. So like I hate to do like Baphomet Scent with Mudcracker. I just prefer to like Gazelle in full combo, like because sometimes your opponent will just not open like Handtraps, for example, or like you can just hold it with your non-engine, like for example. Even if you open bridge combos, that's fine because if your hand doesn't have like engine, it will have cards like Droplet, Book, or Talents. And ideally you want like Talents draw or like Book and Droplet just set and prevent your opponent from playing. So that's why I like Rabbit. It just helps like some lines to bridge. And of course like statues is like very hard to out. Like I found and like Azaroth is a brick, but it's also very hard to out.
Well, I think even if you hard draw the Azaroth, like in I feel like a lot of cases, like it's just a good interruption. Like it's not the end of the world if you draw it. Obviously, you'd rather set it off of the rabbit, but like it's still a warning at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, it came up like in one of the Iron Man replays that I said it, like because my opponent had draw in the main deck, and I had like almost like the only interruption I had was Azaroth, and I only won because of that. like which was crazy. But yeah, you can discard it going second or send it with droplet. But yeah, of course you don't want to draw it, but I feel like it's just very good card for the deck.
And then Azarun is also, it's a light, right?
Yeah, it's
to
a light.
make,
You can make
a Chaos Angel with.
Yeah, it came up like to make Chaos Angel of it.
Yeah.
The card, like I actually drew it a lot as one of, but if I go first, and I'm not actually complaining because it's actually very good to set. It's very hard to out if your opponent only has like one engine card. Like it's very hard.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna, before I forget, I'm gonna make this change right now, actually.
Yeah, you can main deck it and test with it. Like, I just played it in the main deck because I had 40 cards. I just kind of wanted to also play the minimum. Like, I wanted to play the 12 non-engine and then, like, the minimum required for the engine. But yeah, I just wanted to, like, see my, tech cards for you, Bell. So that's why I built it like this for the format. Then again, for Snake Eyes, you kind of need to see, like, only Super Pole and Dark Cooler. Specifically, like you have to change the engine a bit, maybe in the
yeah. This is still like I want to edit around with this side deck too, because I think especially I feel like it's just so like the deck is so tight and like it's hard to find the actual deck space for like super poly targets. Like if you're only siding in super poly for matchups where you can like fuse into Baphomet, or I guess for you Bell you can also just do Aerial Eater, but yeah, I mean. Maybe it's less difficult to put that in than I thought. What are your thoughts on Wanghu for you, Bell? I noticed it's not in your side deck there. Did you just not play it for that matchup?
Oh, I feel like if I what's actually the line to do this count? Is it just like a Baphomet send it and then revive it?
So normally when I'm like playing with it, you usually start your combos with the Gazelle, and like when you summon the Baphomet back, you add another Gazelle for follow up. But if you just add the Wanghu on the second like search, then when you fuse with it, you bring it back.
But I feel like if I get to this point in my combos, I'm just already winning the game. Like I have so many interruptions. Like if I go into Swordknight and interrupt it, and then like summon Baphomet and add this, I feel like I'm already won the game. I don't think you need it for you though. I think the problem against you, Bev, is just the going second. I feel like the boards Chimera does are already FTK. Like the only brick you need is Diabellze. Even that can be cut, but I feel like you need it just for like specifically Tempai, for example. You can even play around Droplet and Dark Rule, like it doesn't matter. Like set Chimera Fusion just wins against everything.
So the other thing that I did just recently cut from my side deck that I was playing for Tempai was the Simul Archfiends, because they can't like kill you under this.
But I feel like that's the Archfiend card. Like it only works if it's sent to grave, right? Like it's sent.
So
and I feel like Tempai only. Yeah, I feel like the only Tempai like wins against Tempai only wins if they open shifter. Like there's no other.
That's what I was about to say. So I like you win every time you resolve this, but I feel like the last couple matches I've played like in real life against Tempai, I'll like do my combo and search this out, and I like won't even flip this in the match because like you just win with your board unless you get shifted. But then if you get shifted, you can't search this anyways. So
yeah, that's like my thing. I never lost to Tempai. Unless they like dimension shifter me, like it's impossible with like the new way people play the deck is like playing dimension shifter and like Purulia, and then like both sides play D barrier, but even that is manageable. The only way they win is shifter. Yeah. So that's why I committed a lot of my side deck, like for trusts and like into D barrier. It's just for Tempa. Like you just want to avoid losers at like regionals or vices to this shit deck. Like it's uncontrollable, so you kind of need to like control it in your deck building.
Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense. That's what so I see in your side deck here like you have the thrust package, which I think makes a lot more sense. Like I was playing the Dogwoods, but I think the thrust like has more applications because you can use it for different matchups too. Whereas I was literally only siding Dogwood for like Tempai and like Gimmick Puppet FTK. So it's it's much more niche.
You can also side it against Ritual Beast. Like actually,
so that was the other thing because I was trying to decide, like for this slot here with the Bestials, I was like trying to decide between playing Bestials or playing Nibiru. I was more like concerned with like the Brandon matchup, I guess. But I guess Nibiru also hits that deck too. If they're trying to like combo and puppet lock you and set that all up turn one, like they definitely plan to nib with that. I feel like.
Yeah, but you don't really stop the gimmick puppet lock with Nibiru. But the problem is not many people play Branded, I feel like, right now, especially in ROTA format, at least in the beginning. The deck dies for like Dominus Simples and yeah, that's
That's
like the
true.
problem. So yeah, I feel like that deck is not gonna be like that concerned in the ROTA format, and Ritual Beast will like probably like get cut off because Fuwalos is also really good into this
Yeah,
deck.
this card just FDKs Ritual Bees. Like, it's not even funny. Both of them do, to be honest. Both of them will Charmies.
Yeah, the only decks I feel like Fuwalos is like kind of neutrals is like only Centurion I feel like, and maybe Chimera, but I need to build lines around like Fuwaros for sure. I need to see, but it's also hard because most of the times Fuwaros will draw them into Handtraps or they will have them for sure. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Like I'm not sure for that yet, but maybe we have to commit like stuff like Ash Blossom in the main deck, so you actually have like outs for Fuwaros. But I will see like how that conflicts in the deck.
It's just tough to like. It's like the same thing with like trying to play cross out. Like, it's tough to commit main deck spots to like answer a card that is like kind of really tough, like Fuwaros or even like Ash on a Swordknight or something. Where like, you know, if you just don't draw it, there's no other game plan. Like, you're just kind of hoping for the best. So I'm also trying to look into like different combos to do under the Fuwaros that don't require you drawing like a main deck out, right?
Yeah, I mean the thing is, some people in the OCG like their answer in Fuwaros is like they summon Dark Statue, but that's not good enough. I feel like they can easily run over Statue. What you can do is like Chimera King, like reborn it when you change it to like stuff like Requiem.
Yeah.
But also like the other thing is like Snake Eye, like the Azamina engine is like all dark, so that's also bad. It doesn't work very well.
Oh, you're right. That the Azamina guys are all dark.
They're all dark, yeah. Like the Azamina stuff is all dark. It works against the Fiendsmith, but everything is dark. Like
yeah,
and the Diabellze is like the Black Witch is like also dark. So.
Yeah, so that's definitely not like a good enough answer. I feel like, especially because like, well, at least for right now specifically, the best deck being Yubel, like the Dark Statue is just not good. But yeah, especially with the Azamina stuff coming out, I feel like it's very easy for them to just answer that. You know, before it was, you know, do you have the Witch or what? But now it's like a lot more risky.
Yeah, I feel like there is like a ways to play around it. Like you have to give them like end on like something solid for sure. Like I need to like look around. Like you have to put yourselves in scenarios where you just get Fuwaros and then see what you can make. But yeah, I just need to see like what that can do. Like for example, like Swordknight. Like the one thing you have to avoid is like probably going Swordknight for Baphomet, or don't like you kind of realistically want to go for Handtrap Chimera, and then you probably want to give him like only 2 draws, and then Fuwaros is actually +0 because. Like they draw 2 cards, but they also
they lose one from the
yeah, they lose one from hand, and then like Handtrap like Chimera like loops for 1. So yeah, I need to check like for sure. But like almost every deck like every deck struggles against this. Like even Snake Eye, and like but they have like stuff like Cross Out, Ash, and Cold By in the main deck. We can only play like Cold By, but yeah, it's gonna be tough for like every deck for sure. Like because in like answers for Fuwaros, there's definitely some combos you can make though, but. We'll see. Like for sure, like at the very first thing is like Gazelle like at least doesn't trigger Fuwaros, so maybe there's like combos with that for sure. Or what's it called, the Apprentice. Like I just have to look into that for sure. Like just to see some combo lines. But yeah, there is for sure like some combos that Chimera can play around it for sure. But yeah.
All right, yeah, I think that was all. Like, I guess the main questions I had for you. I don't know if there's anything else that we didn't really cover that you might want to like touch upon with this deck, but it was like some really great insight, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, all good, anytime. So yeah, if you need like anything else, like yeah, we have like some time left, so yeah, we can wait. We can go for the siding pattern, I guess, if you want to save it, or do you just?
Yeah, no, I'd love to see your siding patterns. Yeah.
Yeah, we can. I mean, it's for ROTA format, so like
yeah.
We can, yeah, it's just most of the time, like yeah, you can go on solo mode, so you can like.
Oh yeah. I mean,
like, it's just easier for me to like do solo mode.
Yeah.
So you go, yeah, like going second, like, except if it's a runic deck or Tempai, I always side out stuff like the Diabellze. Like my siding pattern is always Diabellze.
Yeah.
Dark Fusion is like bad going second. Like not bad, but like you need to open specifically adjusted gold and the engraver package.
See, I kind of like hard draw and the dark fusion going second. I found a lot of the times when I open it, like making a Baphomet that can't be targeted. Just
against Yubel it's very good. Yeah. Against Yubel, like not being able to like get rage or escape is actually huge. Yes,
yeah.
My problem is I cut the engraver package, so I have to actually hard roll the dark fusion.
That makes sense. Yeah. So if you cut these going second,
then you also cut like the Azeroth and Diabellze, and that's like plenty of enough. Yeah. And I usually side in like the Jormis, like against like the regular matchup. But in this case, you side in like Duster Storm and Dark Ruler.
Yeah, so it'd be like these 6 for, well, I guess that's 7, but it would be 6 for 6, and then...
Yeah, like one more could be like Magnamut and Druids for like 1 poly. I kind of like the Bestials sometimes against this deck, but yeah, usually like I wouldn't like play Bestials like post Rota because like you don't stop the Fiendsmith engine, but like the Azamina engine, because Diabellze can get into it, and like it's just I feel like Bestials are not good specifically for Snake Eye. You can keep them for other matchups, but yeah, for sure we can work on the side deck.
No, I actually like your side deck a lot. I think
you will just side in like Trust and evenly, and then like what else is there? Yeah, you side also the Molchumis as well. I'm not sure if I will play like both yet. For sure, like one of the things in the main deck is like I'll probably cut like Droplet or Dark Lure for like one of the Molchumi cards, and for sure, there is yet to be tested like Super Pole and how good it is, but I feel like it's one of those cards where you actually need to play it for Snake Eye Azamina. Like the endboards, like including the Omni Negate, is just almost like impossible to have. It's just turning into the Yubel board, but the follow-up they have is like infinitely like more. So it's gonna be definitely a harder matchup for sure. That's like the problem. I think like the follow-up is like good, but I feel like Chimera like follow-up can still deal with it. It's just gonna be like a bit weird. Like after that, but it's also the thing that their cards except Lamberge don't float, except Lamberge and Desiree, so that's also kind of good. So if you manage to deal with that, like it's gonna be like less problematic, because sometimes like Yubel cards like Desiree and like stuff like Rage also floating is like kind of bad for you, but for Snake Eye that's not the case. But yeah, we have to like definitely prepare the main deck engine for Snake Eye, and then definitely side some for Tempai. There's gonna be a lot of Tempai, I feel like, for the first YCs, because people are not gonna pick up Snake Eye again. I feel like only the pros will like the top players will pick up Snake Eye, and then there's like you kind of have to compete against those players, so you will pick like the easiest deck that has like the best Snake Eye matchup, which is Tempai.
Which that deck just is like so crazy post run. They have 3 Fuwalos, 3 Shifter, 3 Perulia, and it's just
you get like a lot of like you also get the Domino Simple.
Yeah, like that's another way. It's just 12 crazy Handtraps.
Yeah. Like you just get like a lot of boost for Tempai. So you just have. I feel like this is gonna be the top 2 choices like for the YCs. So that's what you have to counter in your deck building.
Yeah.
Like, and at the same time, if you like the only non-engine maybe that's not good against Yubel, and it will be good against Snake Eye, will be Super Poly. You can play Mud Dragon, but I feel like you don't need it against Snake Eye. You just, if they don't open the Azamina cards, you can go Super Poly for Rabbit and Mud Dragon if you want to, but you just have to cut like something for that, which is maybe the Rabbit.
Yeah, and so that's what I was gonna say, is if you're siding Super Poly for the Snake Eye matchup, wouldn't it make sense to go like through Super Poly and the Mud Dragon, and you just swap the Mud Dragon and the Rabbit, since like you're going second, you're not playing the Azarine anyways, right?
Yeah. I'm just like trying to like see if we need some more side deck options, like, because we'll see. It just depends if we have a spare side deck spot and how we build the siding patterns. Like that's the thing. It just really depends how we build the siding pattern for the deck. Yeah, if we really need that spot for like specific siding pattern for some matchup, like. That's also an option, but I just hate siding like extra deck cards. Like that's like it just feels like wasted. Like
I agree with that. It's just like a wasted spot. It never feels great.
Yeah, it never feels great to like siding cards, and sometimes you can actually forget. Like if you're close to time or something like that. Like it actually happened to me like once when I played like in time. Like I just forgot to side in one extra deck card. Not that I lost the game. It was just like you just.
I mean, it definitely would have been better if you had the time to, like, think of it, as opposed to forgetting it, right?
Yeah. I feel like we can like main Dragon and maybe like cut the Rabbit. I'm just not sure. Like Rabbit is good. It's also that it's very easy to make through Handtraps. Like that's like my thing. It's like one of the
Yeah.
best in to make through Handtraps. Like it actually came up a lot to make Rabbit. And it's also like very free to pop stuff like Diabellze start setting original or like the Azamina spell. So like it's continuous, so you can go like statue and then pop the Azamina spell. So that's why I like Rabbit is into.
Oh, that's definitely true.
So yeah, I feel like Rabbit can be definitely a good interruption. So that's what I like it though. You can pop like stuff like Nightmare Pain, like if they go Diabellze start set the card. It's just like very like flexible interruption. And against Tempai, you know, like if they play the, like the Dako and Raigeki, if I have like Apprentice and like a card that's useless to discard, like it really depends. I don't do that a lot, but I go Apprentice and then like summon another monster, make Rabbit, set statue, and it's actually impossible to kill you under Shifter. Like they must have like Shifter, Dark Hole, and then like Lightning Storm, and then like 2 engine cards. Wait, is it even 2 engine cards? No.
But can you Azarun under, or are you just saying just because the Rabbit can't die by battle?
Oh no, not because of that, but because like under statue, like if they attack the statue, like the monster that this.
Oh, it just kills the guy. I was like, you can't like use the statue effect under a shifter, but you get when it dies. I see.
Yeah, that's why like statue is very good. You also don't die to like Raigeki and Darko, which is like what usually Tempai plays right now.
Yeah.
Under shifter, that's why like my play under shifter is just set like an illusion monster. Yeah. But then again, like the only way they can only out it with engine is like a 2 or 3 card combo. It was like normal summon Hydra, like make the pop dragon like the level 7.
There was like Curry something, Curry Bolt or Curry Built or something like that.
Yeah, then go Kaiman Battle face summon Chundra, blah blah. It's like over 8k for always. That's like the problem, but yeah, like I feel like Rabbit is just safer. It also of your hand, which is what I hate. So that's why I don't do the play that often. But if I have Apprentice and like a useless cards in my hand, I just do Rabbit and save like engine so I can play next turn. Like usually if they don't kill you, the only thing they can do is like seals and maybe some Handtraps if they play that. But usually, like in ROTA format they're gonna play like Dominus Simples. But yeah, I feel like this deck has enough extenders to play through that, so that's not gonna be that big of a problem for it. So yeah, like you have Chimera Fusion, you have the Patchworks, and you have the Engraver package. So yeah, I feel like that's good enough by itself. Like you have enough extenders to play through that for sure. And Rabbit is just, even if you like don't get, if your fusion spells like get negated or don't have access to them, like Rabbit is just easy to summon. That's like what I like about it.
Yeah, see that I feel like maybe it's just that's what this extra X slot is, because that it was like kind of similar for me when I was playing the Closed Heaven. Was like it was just something to go into when I get hand trapped, and then I'm just gonna end on like a Caesar. But I guess the Rabbit for Azarun is also just like a good pivot.
Yeah, my problem with Cole's Moon is like it doesn't come up in combos, whereas this does. Of course, it's like Moon is like the next best extra deck card for sure. I just feel like for this deck it's not needed. It's the same for Desiree. Oh yeah, that's the card I wanted to like play, Desiree, and it's only because like of stuff like Labyrinth and Runic stuff. Like
I feel like that's a card that I've never like wished I wanted to summon unless I was specifically like playing against the stun matchup. But then like for those matchups it's already hard to like try and get to the point where you're gonna resolve a sequence, right? So it's like unless you're going first, obviously, then it's a lot easier. But
yeah, I feel like if you go first you win. I just feel like it for going second, and again what I do in this matchup sometimes to like play around stuff like Sphere Mode. Well, you don't die to Sphere Mode like usually if you set up the Handtrap Chimera was when Lacrima was at full, like this deck was like at full power with Lacrima. It's just like I loop SP and Desiree, and they don't have a good way to remove Desiree, so just lose.
Okay.
So yeah, like they don't have a good way to remove like SP and Desiree. So like yeah, it was like very flexible for sure. But yeah, I feel like that's the next best extra deck card, even though it doesn't come up like in actual combos, because in your actual combos you go sequence either into Aerial Eat or Baffle. Like there's no in between. You just lose a lot of like stuff. Like for example, if you didn't use Engraver yet, if you shuffle it back with sequence, that's like my thing with it.
Yeah, that is true. Well, All right, I do have to go, but thank you very much for your time.
Okay.
It was great talking
Only
to you.
one thing though. Only one thing. If you like do on Metafy, like do a testimonial. It's like when you have the time, of course. Like it's you leave a testimonial.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, sounds good then. Have a good day if you don't have any more questions.
Yeah, you too.
Yep, see you.
Bye.